This is a two-part video. The first part is I fish for Mahseer in Sabah Borneo, and then the second part is I fish for Paku in EAK. I get to use the new Lamson Guru fly rod. It's a 7-weight. First time fishing with this new Lamson Guru. This is the 9-foot 7-weight. One of the feature of the what they call the lockdown reel sit system. The reel will sit nicely along that. I actually cannot even twist the reel. And once you have this ring locked down, even without me turning this screws, you can see that it doesn't move at all. Of course, although it's a nicely built rod, being at a lower price range, you cannot expect everything to be the best. But as long as it casts nicely, accurately, and catch fish, that's a good rod. I spent half a day fishing for Mahseer in a river in Sabah Borneo. Here I'm using a 7-weight real bonefish floating line. And then the second part of this video, I have a short morning session fishing for Paku in EAK, where I use a real 6-weight Flats Pro floating line. Now fishing here with a rod where you can cast accurately helps a lot, because you'll be casting hoppers into a lot of tight spaces under overhanging trees and branches, logs and all. Being able to put the fly from distance can come in handy, because the Mahseer are very spooky. If you can cast from a distance away without them realizing your presence, can mean a difference between catching fish and not catching fish. Getting snagged every now and then is part and parcel of fishing in the rainforest rivers. Strike 6 and I'm out of here. What the heck? 6 strikes on this little run here and not even a single fish landed. I like to think that some of them are little ones. This here is another good spot, but I have to put the fly right at the dark corner there. It's actually there are overhanging leaves and all, so I have to cast a side arm. There was a small tick there, another one, fish on. That's what I'm talking about. Such beautiful color, so gold. Oh, and one. This fish took a black popper. Yeah. Well, this little spot here produced fish again. I think this is the same spot where Alex took 2 fish on a trip recently. I want to try and put the fly on a few different spots and see whether there's another fish that's willing to take. But usually it's uncommon because the other fish will be spooked. So far I'm liking how the Lamson Guru rod is performing. I can put the fly on exactly where I want it most of the time. Another spot, much faster flowing water. Oop, there's a tick there. Watch this fish, how it literally leaves the water. But still miss the hookup. Another tip, you can often miss when the water is faster flowing. You can sometimes catch more of this fish by using a nymph, but personally I prefer using hoppers or dry flies, much more exciting. Although I probably catch less number of fish. So one of the things that I like to do is never cast to a same spot twice. Always cover new water, because there's no point casting to the same spot, even though you see a fish trying to eat the fly, because they often won't take again second time. And also try to extend your line just the amount that you require. One of the things you don't see here are the loose lines that are under my feet that are being washed away, so it helps to just have enough line under your feet. It's much better line management. move to another spot further up here. So my target is close to that rock wall on the far side there. So this is another tricky spot because the target is behind some overhanging leaves and branches. So I got to keep my cast low to get my fly in the corner there. So as you can see, what I mentioned earlier, putting the fly at different spots to look for fish that are feeding. Oh, there's a tick there, but no hookup. Yep, fish on. Look at all the other fish following the one that's hooked. Making long casts for Mahseer can sometimes help a lot, as they are very spooky, especially on still water like this. At stretches like this, if I were to walk up close, chances are the fish would have seen me and wouldn't have any chance of getting them to eat the fly. So here I get to test out the Lamson Guru's handling of carrying lots of line and making fairly long casts and still trying to be accurate. Over here I'm actually trying to put the fly close to the wall in the shadows without getting hung up on the tree leaves. I'm actually happy with how this rod is performing. It's doing exactly what I want. I am pretty impressed for the price. Got an eat there but missed the hookup. Another spot, another eat, another miss. I'm telling you, these fish are not easy to hook up. On faster waters like this, you can pretty much get a lot closer to the fish because it's a lot harder for them to see what's coming. It's a hookup, but came off. Another spot where the water is very calm and very clear, so need to make long casts again. Was an eat, but no hookup. This part here for the beginner fly fisher, how to set up your rod before you move on to the next spot. So you wind back your line and leave some fly line out from the rod tip. Check the fly first. Make sure it's ready for the next cast. Then you stretch out your arm and hook the fly onto the... I try to hook it to the furthest guide that I can. And then you just wrap the leader or line around the reel and you're set to go. Once you get to the next spot, you just unhook the fly and you're ready to cast. You need to pull any fly line out from the rod. Got a little one here from this run. Caught it with this size 6 black and green Chernobyl ant. Another one on the little green Chernobyl. I think this rod is been quite sweet to cast, actually, I have to say. For a jet rod, really don't have much to complain. Maybe a tad heavy, but I've casted much heavier rods than this for the price. The asking price. Oh, that's another eat. Oh, the asking price, you really can't complain. I think it's about $200. I think this rod retailing. What I'm doing now is, because these are fast waters, can get closer to the fish, smacking down the Chernobyl end. Looks like some rain clouds. Might be some rain a bit later on. Move a bit quicker. And then just before we headed back, I caught these two nice fish from this spot. One of them was actually the biggest for the day. Don't miss it. After this, I will actually be using a 6-weight line on this 7-weight Lamson Guru fly rod. How will it perform? Let's find out. Here, this one here is the biggest fish, or biggest catch of the trip, of the day. It's putting up a bit of a fight, especially in this current.
Kasih net untuk saya. Ada 2 kilo ni.
Besar ni. Dalam 2 kilo ini.
Oh ya. Ini merah. Merah emas.
Betul merah. Cantik ke color dia. Betina. Bukan betina. Jantan. Besar. Kalau cantik ke.
Here's a tip for some of you when reviving fish in a flowing stream. You don't have to push the fish back and forth. Just place them in the water facing the current and they will quickly recover. In the earlier part of the video, I was using this 7-weight line on the Lamson Guru rod. So now I'm going to show you fishing for Paku with this 6-weight line on the same 7-weight Lamson Guru rod. Why use a 6-weight line on a 7-weight rod? Because these days a lot of lines that are labeled as 6-weight actually are 7-weight lines in terms of grain weight. So it doesn't mean you have to follow what they say on the box. Some rods are termed as ultra fast action these days, that line manufacturers, they tend to make their lines heavier. I always try to use the lightest line possible to get the job done, whether it's suitable for the fly we are casting with, especially in the case of fishing for fish that are rather spooky. Ooh, it's a rice. They are quite close by. You can see rises just not far from the platform. Yeah. I think there you can see the rice, which is considered very close. There's 3 platforms that we normally fish from. 1, 2, and that. That one, the back cast space slightly limited, but still doable. A platform like this actually can stand 2 persons, one on each end. Just be careful of the planks. So I think that is a good place to start because they are rising around there. Normally they like to hang out. You see all the grass there. During the later part of the day, they all hang around the grassy area. But occasionally they will come out in groups, swim around, looking for food. And the opposite platform also can be good sometimes, but the back cast again is a bit more challenging. Yeah, just walk out slowly on the platform. Sometimes you can see them cruising around. Oh, that's close. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, did you take your fly? No, must have been looking at it. So look at what's happening here. Monkeys on the tree branches. They are eating something. And they're dropping onto the water. And these big Pacus are rising, feeding on. Oh, look at those Pacus. That was close. If you have watched my previous videos before fishing at this EAK, you know that this lower pond area is my nemesis. I came and have a look here and saw this action going on, so couldn't resist making a few casts. After After that, it all went quiet, and then I went up to the upper pond. Here I saw some little jelawats or sultan fish. They tried to eat the hopper, but the hopper was a bit too big for them. And then I concentrated on the Pacus again. And those who are, if you are familiar or you have fished here before, you know that this platform I'm standing at is quite a challenging backcast space. So
Yeah, refusal.
it's nice to test out the Lamson Guru rod here because there's very limited backcast and there's a slope at the back and then trees.
It's a school of Paku, right out in the middle. I cannot reach them. They're cruising near the surface.
So you really need to control your backcast in order to get the fly line even any fair distance out
Oh, shit. Another refusal.
where the fish are swimming.
Oh, another one. Shit. They are refusing the fly at the last moment.
Which is usually further away from the platform. I saw some Pacus
They're very careful.
swimming around.
Oh,
Occasionally one would eat something from the surface, but there were so many refusals. They look like they want to eat my fly,
I can see them looking at the fly.
but at the very last second they turn around.
Hey, you come over and try. Especially if you can cast further. Oh, shit. Come over. They keep looking at the fly, but just won't eat it. Oh, shit.
Then, as it often happens, when you least expect it, they eat.
Huh? Sorry? Hopper. I got so many refusals. They seem to be...
quite strong.
Yeah, they are strong. The fish here are actually very strong.
I took my eyes off the fish for a while and I soon got into some trouble.
Problem. Yeah. Yeah. Full of obstacles. Go inside the grass. Feels like stuck. Oh, yeah, I felt wrapped around the wood. Just when I wasn't paying attention. Just wrap around that piece of wood there. Don't know which direction it went.
Looks like a good opportunity to test out and break the rod.
Don't know how it wrapped around. Could be making it worse. No idea which direction it went. Hey. It's not even what? You must have refused the fly and then got yourself hooked.
This sound is not monkey.
This one is gecko.
So loud.
Yeah. Do you still see them? That's the problem. Sometimes you wait for a while, they'll come back. When you least expect it, they bite.